Good morning. It's Sunday, October 6th. I'm Lisa Evers in the Fox 5 newsroom. Thank you for joining us live on the Fox Local app. The NYPD says it has arrested 2 young boys in an attack on former New York Governor David Paterson and his stepson. Paterson says his 20-year-old stepson, Anthony Sliwa, approached a group he saw climbing up an apartment building. They later found the pair and hit them multiple times before running off. 2 boys are now charged with gang assault. Well, starting today, mandatory composting is expanding to all 5 boroughs. Single-family homes and buildings with more than 4 units must compost food scraps and yard waste in special bins. It will be picked up on recycling days. Starting in April, there will be fines for those who don't comply. Checking the forecast today, a super Sunday. Tonight, storms roll through. Tomorrow, another nice day. There's another indication that Americans have their sights set on the moon. The White House wants to see a lunar time zone. Teresa Priolo has more on why this would be important and how the time would be calculated.
Have you ever thought about what time it is in space?
No, I don't care. Really.
What about you? Do you care?
No.
With the list of problems we're facing on planet Earth, the official time on the moon is probably not something that you've ever thought about. But that's because you don't work for NASA.
I think a time zone on the moon is, it's like, what would the purpose of that serve?
NASA is creating a coordinated lunar time, a uniform time zone that helps streamline all future lunar missions and gets the roaming robots and eventually astronauts on the same clock.
Based on theories of relativity that I kind of understand, gravity makes time slow down or makes time act differently. And so if we were to just have 2 separate clocks, one on the moon and one on Earth, they would actually be like a 0.56 milliseconds off every day. And over time, that would really add up.
According to experts, for someone traveling at the speed of light, 56 microseconds is enough to travel the distance of 168 football fields. That's a big gulf when you're trying to bring an astronaut home.
We need to figure out how to live and work on the moon so that we can figure out how to get to the asteroids, which have those rare earth metals, which will allow us to stop industrializing Earth.
NASA plans on sinking weighted average atomic clocks on the moon to achieve LTC.
They're doing too much now. I feel like that's way too much.
You do have to wonder, they've made it this far to the moon and back, so why is this a priority now?
Let them send us to the moon and don't worry about the time. I have a flashlight.
NASA says if this works on the moon, they're also going to try it on Mars. And before you ask, no, I have no idea what the time difference is between Mars and the Earth. That is not the question that you ask somebody who barely made it out of high school physics alive. On the Upper East Side, Teresa Priolo, Fox 5 News.
On Long Island, the Diocese of Rockville Center has reportedly withdrawn their motion to stop Michael Califano from suing the church. Califano claimed he was fired last year from Maria Regina High School in Seaford for being gay. He says the diocese told him he violated guidelines about living a Catholic lifestyle. Califano filed a civil lawsuit, but the diocese and school tried to get it dismissed. They apparently have withdrawn the motion, and now a judge has cleared the way for the lawsuit to move forward. The Supreme Court's new term will open with some important cases. The justices will be back on the bench Monday. Some of the cases on the court's calendar include the Biden administration's attempt to regulate hard-to-trace ghost guns, also Tennessee's ban on sex transition treatments for minors, and age verification for pornographic websites. Only about half the court's calendar for the term has been filled. The lighter schedule would allow them to easily add election cases if those make their way to the high court in the run-up to the November 5th election. People use Facebook Marketplace to buy and sell all sorts of things, but now there's a new trend sparking concerns. Some New Yorkers are listing weight loss drugs for sale. Fox 5's Sharon Crowley has what doctors say you should know about this.
Pricey weight loss drugs have become so much in demand, some people have started to sell leftovers online. A quick scroll of social media shows post after post offering popular drugs like Ozempic and Zepbound at a much more discounted price. Healthcare professionals are extremely concerned about this trend.
One of the biggest things is it does have to be refrigerated, and once it's out of the refrigerator, it's only good for about 2 to 3 weeks.
Nurse practitioner Faina Narinsky worries people who are tempted to save money and buy from a stranger online could be putting their health at risk.
Patients should be monitored by a healthcare professional. We're looking for their thyroid function, liver functions, kidney function. We really want to make sure we're doing this safely. There are certain conditions that prohibit patients from taking Ozempic. And so if you're not knowledgeable about this, you could really end up in some serious trouble.
Law enforcement experts have another warning. You might lose more than weight if you buy these weight loss drugs on social media.
You're buying drugs illegally. You're selling drugs illegally. If you're like a person that just happens to be selling your leftover Ozempic and you're selling it to somebody on Facebook, God forbid that person dies. Now, you're going to probably be held responsible for that in some form. Or if you sell it to a minor, right? These are big charges. It could be a misdemeanor. It could be a felony. You could do some serious prison time if you were convicted.
We all know how hard it is to get a table at a restaurant here in the city, but now a new site is using AI to help find open tables. Fox 5's Jessica Formoso shows us how it works.
There are hundreds of restaurants in New York City, and finding that perfect spot to dine can be tricky, but a new tool may help you narrow down your search. We're talking about shortlist.nyc, which launched last month. It customizes and narrows down your search using AI.
It's a restaurant search engine that curates last-minute reservations in New York City. You don't want to find yourself at a noisy restaurant for your anniversary dinner, or end up at a quiet bar after a 2-hour-long pregame. So with Shortlist's AI-powered search, you can find exactly what you're looking for and get seated now.
Jen Hong and Josh Zhang are the co-founders of Shortlist.
We thought to make a platform where we can just kind of do a personalized search of what we want and find restaurants that are available for us right now.
So we tried it out. We were in Morningside Heights and typed in first date cozy Italian spot, and Pasticci was number 4 on the list. It reads, why we picked this for you, cozy Italian eatery, great for first date, offering intimate setting and tasty food. And it is a nice intimate spot.
That's actually what makes us unique. Our dining experience is beautiful. A lot of guests love coming here for dates.
Mariana Sanchez is the service manager. She says there are days they are very busy. There's a wait list.
It's the food, it's also the vibe, it's also the service that you get, and we do want to welcome and give people a wonderful experience.
Shortlist is only available in Manhattan and Brooklyn for now. More than 10,000 users have tried it out. In Morningside Heights, I'm Jessica Formoso, Fox 5 News.
Could we love Dolly Parton any more than we already do? Apparently, yes. In another incredible display of generosity, the country music icon is donating $1 million to help people whose lives have been devastated from flooding caused by Tropical Storm Helene. She made the announcement Friday in Tennessee. Dolly Parton.
Helene, 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 you came in here and broke us all apart. Helene.
Dolly Parton was born in eastern Tennessee and went on to say, quote, there are special people here. They're my people. In addition to her own funds, Dollywood is donating $1 million, and the Walmart Foundation is committing $10 million to relief efforts. And forecasters say Florida's west coast could get pounded by another hurricane. Tropical storm Milton is forming in the Gulf of Mexico. It's expected to strengthen into a hurricane and bring another round of destruction next week. Hurricane and storm surge watches are likely to be issued tomorrow. A big birthday celebration in Queens. Iconic Nair's Tavern turns 195. To mark the occasion, there was a block party in Woodhaven. It included live music, food, drinks, and even a bouncy house for the kids. The beloved bar almost shut down in 2020 because of a rent increase, but then Mayor Bill de Blasio stepped in and was able to help broker a deal. A final check of the forecast today, a super Sunday. Tonight, storms roll through. Tomorrow, another nice day. And that does it for us this morning. I'm Lisa Evers. Have a great day. And remember, Fox 5 News is always streaming here on the Fox Local app.